Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is Riff, Laugh, Love. My name's Ronaldo. That's
Willy Thrilly.
That's Willy Thrilly.
Aaron is in rehab. Court ordered.
It finally happened.
We sent him off.
We decided we don't fucking need that guy anymore.
That's right.
You know, Will finally instituted having a punch card for how many open mics you go to in a month, and Aaron fell off, so he's gone.
That's right. We're treating like a union shop now. I want to see your card. Aaron lost his card.
You got to pay your dues.
That's right.
Make sure you, speaking of paying dues, make sure you guys leave a comment, subscribe to the podcast, leave us a little review,
Pay
all
some
that
dues,
stuff.
Send us some money.
Try to be clean, you know?
Oh.
Trying to make something happen here, folks. Really trying to make some, especially now with just me and Will here, we can really just go to the moon with this thing.
Trying to be clean, bro?
Yeah.
Are you?
I want to be clean for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry I was late, by the way.
Oh, okay. Look at you.
I was sleeping.
Being sorry and trying to be better? What's going on here? Aaron being gone's really been a positive influence already.
I don't have to hear degeneracy in my ear.
That's right.
Going, nah, you're fine. Have another one.
I
Yeah.
think Aaron would have already brought up something really filthy by now.
No,
He said something horrible.
clean only episode.
Okay.
Be very clean. Saw my neighbor as I was on my I was coming here. I saw my neighbor outside, and I was like,
Was she
man,
hot?
no.
I was just trying to make it not clean. I was trying to pull you away from clean.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I saw her, and I was like, man, she's definitely seen my dick before.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You ever see how close your neighbors probably aren't that close to you, right?
Not that close.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very conscious about my blinds.
Yeah, my neighbor is probably about as far away from you
And
to,
you're not
to me.
You're not
right?
conscious about your blinds, huh?
Not for real.
You just walk around with a schlong out.
For the most part.
Man,
Yeah.
a lot of people do.
Schlonging.
Not me.
Mm.
I'm conscious of it. You know why?
Why?
Because I've seen in people's windows before. Like,
Purposefully.
I mean, you know, when I was younger, if you take a walk, walk your dog at night and notice how many people's blinds are open. People are just in there walking around, and you know, you can see them in there. One time I saw my neighbors, you know, throwing down.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you tell me about this?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. I saw my neighbor and I was like, "What's he doing in there?" Looks like he's standing there with his shirt off. Looks like he's shaking something. You know, I can get that. Like, he was really shaking. He's really shaking something. And then I saw his woman's. And I saw her too. You know, in front of him. I was like, "Oh, that's what he's got a hold of them hips." You know.
We
got dirty already.
Where'd you catch him from? Was it from the back or the front?
They were in the front of the house, right there in the front of the damn house.
No, but I meant like what were they?
He was from the back.
The position. So you caught his back.
No, I saw both of their fronts.
Nice.
Yeah, they're facing the window.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in front of the window?
You caught the good
That's
POV.
crazy,
What'd you say,
crazy.
Randy?
I said they were fucking living, dude.
Yeah, they were.
And this was in an old neighborhood I lived in. I don't live in anymore, just in case.
They were
Nobody's
living.
listening. Nobody's watching this. But
No.
I don't want my current neighbors to be like, "Can they see us?" I haven't seen my current neighbors. Hope I don't.
Yo, no, it's like that.
I don't know.
They're pretty rough.
I mean, you know, maybe that one neighbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
7 or 8 houses down. You know what I'm saying?
I know for sure that they've seen my dick because I take pictures of my dick and put them in my window.
Nice. Have you seen my dick? Little tabs at the bottom with a phone number on it.
Have you seen this dick? I'm walking around my neighborhood going, trying to get it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Lost your balls.
Have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball? You remember something about, you ever watch that?
I love it.
Oh, something about Mary.
I work with retards.
The whole time they're just open. It's totally open they just say it. It was great.
Oh, man, the good old days of the 90s.
Dude, watching Jim Carrey pull out like just a giant dildo while he's like in a car or whatever. Remember, he's like they carry around like, oh no, that's Me, Myself, and Irene.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I get those two confused
That was a
all
fun
the time.
movie too.
Yeah, that one was.
I was gonna take it
crazy.
inch by inch like a gentleman. All right, I'm the one who went dirty.
I feel like when Jim Carrey goes into like the evil part, of himself.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of you.
Oh.
There's some of you that comes out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Was he military? Was the idea he was like a military guy?
Wasn't he? He was a cop in that movie, wasn't he? He was like a state trooper.
Is that what it
Wasn't
was?
the deal?
Something like that. Yeah.
I like it. You think I'm kind of evil, kind of id.
You kind of got a little bit
Oh, okay.
of evilness in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Channel it.
You have low T.
Try and channel it for good. It's high T, bro.
You have low T.
That's T.
I don't know. I don't know if you have any T.
Oh, I got the T.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I take supplements for it.
I'm 24, and I'm like, where's my T at?
I don't know. You know, everybody's T is dropping.
Yeah.
People have lower testosterone ever.
Well, that's why I think I was taking
People don't really know why, but there's a lot of reasons there could be.
I think that's why I was sleeping before this. I think that's why I had a little nappy poo.
You know what'll increase your T? Lifting weights.
Yeah. That's what
You can take supplements too.
That's what I do every time I go to take a pee.
You can also just get
I
testosterone.
say, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someday your
Put in reps.
someday it'll drop though. And you start acting like a woman.
Yeah. You know why? I've been like really tired. Like really, I've been taking like a lot of naps.
Could be a lot of things. Could
Probably
be diet.
It's probably because I took the vaccine.
Could be that, dude.
It's probably that.
You got that Jamie Foxx syndrome or whatever, dude. I don't know why.
No, who was that? Who was Wanda Sykes? Who was the one that passed out? Heather McDonald?
Oh,
Yeah.
You see that video?
Yeah, she said like, fuck you, God. And
Yeah.
then just...
She goes, I've been vaxxed and double vaxxed and triple vaxxed and I'm fine. I guess Jesus just loves me more. Kaplang. And every Christian in the world was like,
Yeah. Do they have that on video?
yeah,
I
it's
wonder
out
if we
there.
can find that.
Heather McDonald. Heather. If you search Heather McDonald, probably the
That's
number
probably
one video that comes up.
the first
is
one.
her fucking busting her skull.
How many times have you thought about how great it would be if you were at a comedy club and like someone threw, like George Bushed you, like someone threw a shoe at you while you were on stage, just while you were recording,
Yeah.
just so you'd be like, oh, finally go viral,
Yeah.
you know?
But the thing is not just that happens, but that you have something funny to say.
Oh, hit this one, Randy?
You know?
Yeah, have something funny to say, but even sometimes it's not even,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have
it's
to be
true.
that funny. You just got to be like in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I watched one the other day. Where,
What if
I
it's
guess it was, like,
embarrassing to you?
today?
What if it makes you look bad? That's you don't want to go viral in that way.
Right. Well, like that
Like
one.
you holler a slur back or something immediately. You go Michael Richards on him. You get famous real quick.
They're like, yeah, hey, look, that guy did go up on stage, but you didn't have to call him a money grubbing Jew when he came and did it.
We should set up a fake incident like that. You know, we should plan one.
That's what Eric, the door guy at the Funny Bone, that's what he said he's gonna do. He said he's gonna, you let me know when, and I'll bring a metal chair to the Funny Bone and throw it at you.
Yeah.
Throw it at your head while you're on stage.
We'll rehearse that shit. Get it all on video. Put it out like it's real.
But yeah, I just saw one today, and it was like a guy. It was like he had a lady come up on stage, but like it wasn't good. He just like told, and that's the secret of like a lot of crowd work and like some stand up, like cheap stand up, like he just said what happened.
Oh,
He just like went back through the story of events and just like said them over again. He's
And it
like,
was
you were
killing.
just watching,
yeah,
and it was killing.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's them canceling the podcast. Will, did you hear that?
Uh-huh.
All right. We good? Yeah. You all right?
I don't care, but I want you to know, double that.
She kind of looks like Caitlyn Jenner in the face.
Ooh, a little bit.
Don't you
A
see
little bit.
that?
She might. Yeah.
booster,
It was like Bruce went in there and he's like, can you make me look like this?
flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And
Ew.
I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most.
Oh,
Seriously.
dude, she's losing. Yeah, she's definitely.
Right
So
there.
nice, so nice.
Oh.
Oh,
Listen to the crowd. Nobody
funny
reacts,
bit,
dude.
No, they're all laughing. Funny bit.
Serious.
Oh no.
She needs help.
This
just
dude,
like a confused
poor
guy.
door guy doesn't know.
He's like started 4 days ago, dude. Look at him.
He's a felon. He doesn't even know.
This guy's gonna take care of the mic stand first of all. Let's get that out of the way.
Clearly the sound guy. Wow, dude, the way he looks around, like, and because he's got one of those little in-ears, he's like, who do I call? Who do I call? Like,
911. Thanks, bud. Very helpful.
I'm not supposed to touch this white lady, Holmes.
Dude, she busted her head so hard. Whack.
Yeah. Damn. Well, that's what happens. And that's what's been going on with me.
Could be, bro.
I'm just at home. I go home and I just fall asleep like that. Just pass out.
Gotta work out, bro. Gotta get on them weights. Get that tee up.
Yeah, I've been hitting the golf course.
Oh, that's perfect if you're 65.
No, it's great.
It counts
man.
as exercise.
It's a good sport.
It's a good walk. Take the cart.
Sporting exercise.
You drink while you do it?
We did 9 and we walked.
Any sport where you can get hammered while you do it, it's probably not.
You can get hammered while you're doing any sport.
Well,
What sport can't you get hammered doing?
I'm not pounding beers while I'm out on a run.
You could.
I could.
Yeah. So I think you need to change your phrasing a little bit. It's a sport, but it's not a sport like intense,
Right.
like with intensity, like
It's not like racquetball.
football or soccer ball.
Yeah.
Soccer ball.
Handball.
It's like it's more of like I know I said soccer ball. It's more of like I don't know. Like you feel it afterwards for sure.
I hate golf.
Why?
I know it's not, like, I can't really defend it. I know it's wrong, but it's just like it's because I was poor when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hated things that rich people did. And I resented them. And so, like, I was like, golf, that's for rich people. I'm not rich. Fuck them. And so, like, it's still in me. You know what I mean? It's class, what is it? Class resentment?
Yeah, classism.
Loyalty.
Right.
I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be poor forever.
Yeah.
It's a mindset.
I know. It's not good. It's not,
you can't have that, man.
It's not productive.
Yeah, you can golf.
But I still, like, I'm like, golf.
It's really fun. It's actually really fun.
Golf's for a different class of people, not me. That's for some. I'm not one of those golf guys. You know what I mean?
Once your knees are blown out from running too much,
No, bro.
you might be a golf guy.
Running's good for the knees.
It's bad for your knees. No, dude. No, ask your knees.
The best thing. No, I mean, my knees are awesome, dude. The best thing for your joints is to use them. It's a big misconception that running's bad for your knees.
No.
Yeah, bro.
No. What do you run on?
Dirt. I
Dirt.
run- I
Well,
trail
that's
run.
the difference.
I don't pound concrete too often, but no, even concrete's fine. Just gotta have good shoes. Our ancestors ran miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. It's bad for you to be sedentary.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but our bodies aren't different. Our bodies aren't different than they were 10,000 years ago.
They're a little
Our
different.
bodies are about the same.
Nah, they're a little different. You're not growing hair all over your forehead anymore.
I got a lot of hair. I got hair everywhere.
You see this? You see all this? All this clean skin.
This longness
right
in the
here?
back is just covering up my neck. It's just completely.
Yeah. You got the Neanderthal
I
wax.
got that Neander. I got everything.
The Neanderthal wax.
I trim it down though. You trimmer? You scape?
No, I really don't need to.
You're not very hairy.
You're looking at it. I mean,
Yeah, you're pretty hairless.
I'm pretty hairless.
That's a big benefit of being Latino, huh?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah, 'cause
I would
we're
rather
mostly-
be hairless. I got a hairy European body.
Right. Yeah, those the Europeans. They get real gross.
Yeah, a lot of hair.
Ew.
Stay warm, I guess. I don't know what it is, you know?
Those are fucking mountain people, dude. I found out that I get like bald spots on my legs.
I get
like
bald spots. I get one bald spot. It's been the subject of much ridicule on this podcast.
No, dude,
much
from like
ridicule.
from like wearing tight pants since I was fucking 14. I have like my calves and then like certain spots on my shins. The hair's just been completely
just
rubbed off.
Abraded it off.
Yes,
That's
dude.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's real bad. My legs are all pale because I don't wear shorts.
I should just get some super tight pants and just sand all the hair off my everything below the waist.
Keeps it at a nice length.
Be good.
But it is my legs have a bald spot. It'll be like perfect length right here, and then it's like really long all around it. You know?
Yeah.
It's gross. It's
What about
not
your
good
butthole?
either. But we don't need to talk about
Okay.
that, dude. You'll see that later.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. How's your weekend?
Pretty good. I did comedy with Bobby J. Cox on a Sunday night at midnight at a YMCA for 18-year-old kids who just graduated high school.
At midnight?
After graduation party.
Oh, it was like a lock-in or something?
Like a lock-in.
Oh.
We drove all the way to Festus.
Isn't that fun? We're having a lock-in, kids.
Dude, I was so like, this is not gonna. We walk in, no one's there yet. They're like, we don't know. They're supposed to be here already.
They're high school kids, dude.
Like,
they're done.
What is going on? And like, you know where the show is? They're like, we don't know anything. And like, I guess we're just going to do it here in the lobby. And then the bus pulls up and the dude's just got a homemade PA, you know, and he's like, sets up a PA, you know, sets up the speaker, sets up a microphone. It's like, all right, I'm going to bring you up. All right, here's Will O'Donnell. And I'm like,
God.
I'm about to eat my ass.
So you had to do all the hosting stuff.
Yeah.
You had to do the...
He went up.
You had to be teacher.
He at least
They
went up
literally
and
were just done.
yeah.
They're done with teachers, like with high school forever. And then they're like, hey, guys, we have somebody that we need you to shut up and pay attention
Here's
to.
someone your dad's age. Give it up for Mr. O'Donnell. And I
They
go,
all thought that
"Hey."
you were a teacher from one of the classes.
All of them are younger than my youngest daughter. I am old enough to be their dad. And
Yeah.
I went up and holy shit, they actually laughed. And it was going pretty well. It went pretty well. I did like 25 minutes. I probably should have done 20 and got off, but
People bitch about kids, like about young people not having a good sense of humor, but I think young people have like probably the best sense of humor in like a long time.
actually that's what Bobby was saying too. Bobby went up and murdered.
Yeah.
He had a blast.
Well, he's the kind of person
He was
that
great at
that's like, you know how Chris D'Elia had a demo? I think Bobby J. Cox's demo like overlaps in some sort of way, you know,
Yeah.
like younger people
He
and
killed.
hot chicks, you
They
know.
loved him.
Yeah.
He absolutely murdered. It was so fun. It was all mostly crowd work and improv, and he killed.
Mm.
And
Well, all those kids are watching stand up. They're watching like comedy videos all the time.
yeah,
Half of them are probably funnier than you.
I don't know about that, but
Half of them probably have like a Twitter page.
they're
with-
pretty funny. They're pretty good, and
Funny
I was
jokes
surprised.
on it.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Um,
They like, but like, even whenever you talk about having like being a dad. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I
Well-
curated my act.
Well, here's the thing. I think as comics, and as an adult, you kind of forget like what it was like when you were a kid.
Yeah,
And did you watch comedy when you were a kid?
yeah,
Yeah. Even when you were I was in like middle school, I didn't exactly know what like Greg Giraldo was talking about.
but you can relate.
But when I would fucking
Yeah,
die laughing.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you can talk about whatever. Like you know, I watched Jim Gaffigan when I was younger talking about how he's fat and he loves food, and like that's not true for me, but I still loved it.
Yeah.
And also, like, people are like, oh, you can't go up there and talk about being a parent. But it's like, okay, maybe they're not parents, but they have parents. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's a universal. So,
Everyone understands the concept.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did do my Bluetooth speaker joke.
Yeah.
And
They didn't like it because it happened to all of them at some
they
point.
liked it. It went fine, but I don't know. It was I tried to clean it up, and it made it worse.
Yeah. No, that's,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, you didn't need to do that.
I tried to clean it up, and it made it worse. And
Well,
it-
because they probably told you needed to be clean, right?
Yeah, Bobby told me to be clean. And I
Right.
was like, yeah, no problem, dude. I'm clean anyway. I'm just going to drop a couple words. And then I don't know, and at the end, I was like, I'm going to do that Bluetooth story. And then I went into it hesitatingly. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You know what I mean? Instead of just doing it the way I do it,
right.
I came at it a little hesitatingly, and I lost them for a
Yeah.
minute.
They couldn't tell what your intentions were.
Right. And it wasn't good.
They're like, is this whenever he tries to touch one
Right.
of
Is
us?
he about to get fucking? I made it uncomfortable for a minute, and that's
Yeah.
why. That's what I was talking about before the podcast. I was like, I got to write cleaner jokes, dude. Just because I don't like. Yeah, I hate being in a position where I'm telling a dirtier joke than I want to be telling.
So this is like, I was talking to like one of my coworkers, and like, you writing, it's like safe to write clean, right? Because like they say, you can always dirty stuff up or whatever. It's a lot harder to like undirty dirty stuff. But whenever you do, and you're trying to do clean stuff, and your punchline doesn't hit, no one's gonna get mad at you.
Right.
They're just gonna be like, "That's not funny." Who's grandpa up here?
Right. But when you do a dirty joke and it doesn't hit, they're like uncomfortable. And they're kind of mad at you.
They're mad at you a little bit.
You made
like
I feel weird.
I trusted you.
Yeah. Right.
You took me to this place, and I would be willing to get out of it, but you never got us out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
tough.
for me-
But dude, that's what I like, those jokes though.
Yeah.
Like whenever you say the word pedophile, and everybody goes, "What?" And then you get that fucking punchline, and you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
nice." It's like, trust me, guys. I got you. I'm taking you somewhere. I'm not gonna fucking let you down. You know.
I just want to have jokes I can do anywhere. That's my impetus to write clean is how much time do you have? I have 30 minutes. Well, you need to be clean. Well, then I have 15 minutes. But if I have 30 clean minutes, how much time do you have? 30 minutes. I need you to be clean. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I can do a clean joke anywhere, but dirty jokes you can only do in clubs and et cetera, et cetera. And, you know.
Well, I don't. It's not often that you have to run into having to be clean though.
I know, but
You
I
don't
run
always
into it more and more.
Well, you do because that's kind of the lane that you've chosen.
Yeah.
That's kind of the place that you I don't know if you chose it or you just
Or it
naturally
chose
have
me.
fallen in. Well, okay, relax.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. Like,
Way of the samurai over here.
I think it chose me. Okay.
Without my
sometimes
act,
you choose
I am
greatness,
useless.
and
Without me,
sometimes-
my act is useless.
But yeah,
yeah, no.
I don't mind though. I know I feel like I'm pretty clean anyway, and writing clean is just a matter of just dropping a word here and there, you know, etc. That's all.
I'm not. Yeah, because I'm. It's not like some of my jokes lately. They've been pretty dirty. I've been having some pretty dirty stuff for sure. But most of the time it leans like pretty clean. But even like clean has people have different like
I know
definitions.
That's
of
the
what
big
clean
thing. Is
is.
like what do you mean by clean?
Yeah.
It's like I think I'm pretty clean until you ask me to be real clean, and then it's like, well, then I've got 10 minutes. If you want to be clean.
I think
there
the
going to be kids
problem-
present? Oh, I can't. You know, are we talking corporate clean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that. But
I think the problem with a lot of like young comedians, like when you think about like being clean, it's always just like you think of cornballs. You think of like hokey jokey kind of shit.
and that's why I don't like. I'll probably never call myself a clean comedian because most people who call themselves clean comedians,
if you
it's
bill
hokey.
yourself as clean, yeah, you're
it's hokey, right?
It's
like,
fucking lame as fuck.
right.
It's the same as being like
But you never, right?
super offensive comedy show.
Right, yeah.
And the dude with like caution tape over his mouth and shit, you know?
yeah.
I'm
Ugh.
the edgiest comedian.
Right.
But-
You just have to be what you are.
But isn't that kind of the thing about comedy that got you into it?
What's that?
Like somebody made like I remember when I first watched it, I would watch like somebody make like a good point
Yeah.
or maybe a point that I didn't agree with, but then justify it.
Yeah.
Or the third thing that we were just talking about. What were you saying?
Being clean?
No, but the opposite. Fuck.
Like something dirty? I don't know.
I don't remember. But the third one, whatever the thing we were just saying.
I
Like
was
like having some sort of like an edge.
yeah.
Having an edge.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not being like edgy to be edgy.
Right.
To be a fucking edgelord, But that doesn't mean I don't like what some people call edgelords.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I like it when I do like it when comedians are like making, like saying something with a good point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Or
and
like
this is
I especially like it when I was younger.
that's the new argument. People are like, well, you don't have to do that to do comedy. It's like, no, you don't. But like that can be that's like another kind of comedy.
That is a high form of it when it's done well.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's a higher form.
Yeah.
What's a higher
Who does
form?
that? Who are some people who do that really well? I think like Chad Daniels does that really well.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Where it's
yeah,
like
actually I can't say. I don't know. I've
Okay.
never really listened to Chad Daniels.
Where it's like he's just making a really good point. You know what I mean? Where you're like, damn, those jokes are there. The joke, bam, bam,
Name
bam,
almost
bam,
any
bam.
comic.
I know.
Literally almost any comic at some point they had like, you know what I mean? Like successful ones. even a guy like Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
Like he said some shit that was like pretty crazy in like his first few albums, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of had like that little bit of an edge to it. Right? But so it's like that, is that supposed to be a higher form to be able to like touch these like subjects that make some people uncomfortable, but then like make it like really funny? Is that as high of a form of comedy as like doing comedy that doesn't hurt anyone's feelings?
Right. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I like them both, you know?
Yeah.
I like what Nate Bargatze does and Greg Warren does, where it's like, it's nothing controversial. It's nothing dirty. There's hardly any curse words. I like that, but I also like the other kind. I like, you know, the edgier stuff, I don't know. I like it all. I just feel like you got to just do you, figure out what works for you and what's kind of authentic to you.
Yeah. That's just tough.
Where you're not faking it. Like, if you're dying to talk about dirty stuff, then talk about it. Yeah. That's you know?
Do you ever have people ask you, like, what's your act like? Like, what is your comedy like?
Well, yeah.
Like, I had somebody ask me, what's your brand? Like, what's your brand? I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like,
what are your jokes about?
Like, you know how Taylor Tomlinson wears a leather jacket on stage all the time? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fucking, I don't wear a costume.
I hate when people ask me, who are your influences? Oh, shut up.
That's interesting. Because you're influenced by everything all the time.
Yeah. Right.
So, I guess your influences would constantly change, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to be like somebody on stage? You can tell that you're influenced by like some kind of like cleaner comics.
Can you?
Yeah. You can tell that you're influenced by Dusty.
Yeah.
For sure. Like whenever you're like getting into Dusty Slay, you know, I was able to notice like a little bit of like a little change. Or like if you go out on the road with Dusty, you come back doing a little Dusty, a little bit. Yeah. All right.
Well, I don't know. I got to be careful with that. I do feel like if you open for someone too much, you spend too much time with them, you start to mimic them.
Yeah. I don't know.
I've had more than one person tell me I sound a little bit like Dusty.
Mark Norman.
But part of that is just like him and I just line up well. You know what I mean? Like we just have a similar kind of cadence, kind of style. You know what I mean? We kind of talk slow and drop big punchlines, you know? Like that's what I like. I like a ... big punch.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how I write. And that's kind of how he writes. You know, I'm not bragging. It sounds like I'm being.
It's not even. Doesn't even sound like you're bragging. You're just like saying what comedy is.
Yeah.
You're like, I just like to, you know, roll them along and then give them a punchline.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, this guy's fucking.
I like it when there's jokes. I like it when there's jokes. Not all comedians have jokes, so I like it when there's jokes.
Yeah, me too. I've had people tell me that I sound like Pete Davidson on stage. And I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
I never thought about that. I don't know what Pete Davidson really sounds like.
Yeah, me
But your
either.
voice just kind of sounds a little bit like Pete Davidson, I guess. Maybe
I don't
just
know.
the way you talk.
I don't know. I get that, and then Mark Norman, dude. Teal Pierce fucking crushed me one night at Wild Card. I don't remember what it was, but like I roasted him, and then and he just called me fucking like a Mark Norman wannabe hack on stage in front of everybody, dude. Absolutely crushed me. Didn't expect that from Teal Pierce.
He gave you the business, huh?
He really laid it
I
down.
love it.
Yeah.
That hurts to get roasted by Teal because Teal's the sweetest person.
He's so nice.
So when he turns the fire hose on you, it's like, fuck.
He's just over there standing in the corner by himself, his cup of coffee, two masks.
I thought of a good way to make fun of Ronaldo. I'm gonna call him autistic Mark Norman. Except that's just Mark Norman.
Teal's like,
you got a little bit of snot right here.
Oh, thanks.
Or a piece of glitter or something.
Appreciate it. I'm real snotty too. I think it's the vaccine.
It could be.
Am I good? Do I look good?
That's
all
better.
right. Yeah, Teal's he's like when you talk about like a guy who can't go like what is it like? What are his influences? What are your influence? What is your act like? He's fucking totally unique.
That's true.
I mean, unless you count like vaudeville as an influence, you know what I mean? They're like 20s radio, but it's like totally its own thing. You remember I was talking to Bobby J. Cox about this, and we were talking about Teal. And you remember like the Louis C.K. special when he had the Live at the Comedy Store one, whenever he had Jay, can't remember what his name is, Jay something. But like he was like
Jay Moore?
the weird looking like schlubby guy, and he's like all sweating, and he's got like you could tell he's been around like at like the Comedy Store forever, and like he had him open the special, but like that's like
You saw the opener on the special? That's weird.
yeah, it's really
There was
cool.
an opening act on the special? That's interesting. Why would you do that? I would never do that now.
To pay homage, dude.
Remember when okay. Remember when specials always opened with like the comic like standing outside the club smoking a cigarette or like on the street? There would be like a 2-minute intro. Remember that?
You know what was worse?
No
than that?
one does that anymore.
When they would do a sketch beforehand.
Yeah.
You know who did? Jay London. You know who actually had a funny one? I think Mark Norman had a sketch before his, and it was like Amy Schumer came in there and it was like, "This is all about me." That one was pretty funny.
Rory Scovel did a pretty funny one where he was like walking up to the stage. Like they came to the green room and they're like, "We're ready." And he was like, "Fuck you." He's like acting all rock starish. That was a pretty funny one. But yeah, no one anymore. It's just about like, you got to get right. Now comedy specials start like not even just like, "Hey, welcome to the stage, Ronaldo Mercado." Instead, they start with like you telling a joke.
Well, that's what
like you say something and you get a laugh. That's how the special starts.
Here we go. This guy, dude. This guy. He opened fucking Louis C.K.'s comedy special.
Oh wow.
He's like on stage at the.
Is that guy dead? I feel like that guy's got to be dead now.
No, I think he's still alive. Dude. Look at him. He's fucking ripped.
Okay.
Look at him sleeveless like that. I want to try to find the one of yeah. So that's him. I think no, that's not him on stage at the Comedy Store. But yeah, he's just like a comic from a long time ago, and you see it like I don't know if it's his thing. Like if his act is like pretending to be nervous or whatever, but he's up there, he's like shaking. He always reads from like a piece of paper and he's like sweating bullets, and he's just like does like a few of these jokes that are like kind of like hokey jokey jokes, you know? And then he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Louis C.K." and he comes out there and he just does the special.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But no, you thought like I liked because I remember specifically watching specials when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And skipping through all the applause. Like at the beginning, whenever they go, "Ladies and gentlemen,
right,
Lavelle Crawford," it's wow. Like I don't know what that is. Or there was that little thing. I was like, I don't like all the loud clapping.
Even a comedy
point
album.
of personal privilege. It makes me upset whenever you clap loud instead of clapping. Can we all just snap, please? Have you ever seen that point of personal privilege video?
No,
you've never seen this, dude.
Point of personal privilege.
Oh, god damn it.
It's gonna be something that annoys me.
It's gonna annoy the hell out of you.
Yeah, I think even a comedy album now, I think, all comedy albums start with, "Ladies and gentlemen, Ronaldo Mercado." And you come out and you go, "Thank you, please stop clapping. I'm not that good."
Hey, what if I came up here and sucked?
Yeah. I feel like the album should just go, you should hit play and you should just start your first joke. That's how it should start,
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that for sure. This is a U.S. Socialist Convention. Oh, oops. Well, I guess they already did it on a podcast.
I'm trying to listen to more stand-up. I'm trying to just like listen to classic stand-up albums.
I've been listening to a lot of stand-up lately.
And I keep Googling like great stand-up albums, and I'll get lists, and it's all lists of shit. Like every list compiled is a bunch of shit I don't want to listen to. And
you don't like to listen to like who's popular now?
Well, I want to listen to that too. I want to listen to who's popular now, but I also want to just have an education of like what came before. Some of what came before though is so hard to listen to because it's just like outdated and not that good. But like I don't know, one of the greatest albums of all time is like George Carlin, Class Clown, right? And I'm listening to that and I'm like, this is not his best record. It's not even close. Like
it's not good until he gets to the dirty words.
The first 10 minutes of it is him just making mouth sounds. He's literally up there going and shit like that. Like
that was one of the first albums I ever listened, like vinyl records I ever listened to.
Yeah,
was that
Class Clown?
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. There's a lot of stand up out there though that's just it's just not very good.
Yeah,
I don't want to name names.
A lot of it's clean.
No, I don't think a lot of it's clean.
No, I'm kidding. No, this is what's dirty. Fun about stand up like lately, and as it goes and keeps evolving, is it's like you can become a niche stand-up.
Yeah. That's interesting. That is
like stand up was just like it kind of seemed to be like just like kind of one thing. It was pretty specific. Like you would get like variances, but it was mostly people making social commentary and observations about what they were doing. But like think about a guy like Brian Posehn. He's literally just a nerd comic. Like his thing is like, what does this guy do? He's like, oh, he just talks about nerd shit. He talks about Star Wars.
Then there's all these people who are like, social media famous, and they have their lane. You know,
right?
They just have their fans. But like, that's all you need, man. You have fans. You have a career. So you just find your hook or whatever it is. But
But do you want a career, or do you want to be fucking? You want to be?
I want to be good.
Have integrity.
I want to be good and integrity and have a career. But I think you can do all of those now. I think you can do those things easier than ever before.
Which one would you give up first?
Integrity.
I know. No. Yeah, you would.
No,
dude.
if
I gave you a straw hat and I said, Will, you got to talk like you're from the Dust Bowl. And you'd be like,
do you think it'll work? You get some followers?
I guess I'm Dust Bowl Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. I just think, I don't know.
I think if
be
you
be good and be unique and then keep putting the work in and then figure out a way to get some fans and it'll work out.
Yeah, I don't think it's giving up integrity to do like TikTok videos if you are a person that does that.
Yeah.
But if you're a person that's like doing stand up and you're like, well, I mean, everybody else is like making sketches and clips. I guess I got to do the same thing. That's when you're giving up on your integrity because like you're not like a sketch guy. You've never, unless it's something that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But if you've never been like interested in sketch,
if you're just doing that to get fans, then that's
because I remember sitting down one time with like people and like writing out sketches, and then at one point I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like I've never really I've made videos before, but I don't really like making like.
I would do it if
like
I knew how to edit video. If I knew how to use a camera and a computer.
Well, that's the beauty of having other people that can do that for you.
Yeah,
you know how
to learn how to do
They all know how to do that. You just got to come with like some good ideas.
I post my stand up, but like Dusty's a good example. He's famous, but he's only famous from stand up. So everyone who comes to watch him likes what he's about to do.
Yeah.
When you go see someone who got famous from those sketch videos and you're going to go watch them do stand up, you don't know that you're going to like what they're about to do.
Yeah, you're not getting sketch. You're getting
so like every single fan that he got on the internet, they watched his stand-up clips. And they're like, I like this guy. I'm going to go see him. Then they go see, and they see just what they like, and they're happy. And he's got a fan who comes back and sees him again next time.
You know what this is? This is like the fan cons all over again. Do you ever hear about these people, these things, these fan cons, meetup things? They would have these. There would be these just marketing geniuses put together like this group of 5 boys.
Okay.
And they weren't a boy band. They weren't funny. They didn't make funny sketches or anything together. They would just go and do meet and greets. And all these people would show up in like, a hotel conference center or whatever. And these boys would go on stage and they would like play like their favorite songs through an aux cord. And they would like jump up and down and bounce around on stage and like throw beach balls into this crowd of like 13-year-old girls.
So it was like a fake event. It was like a fake celebrity kind of thing.
Yeah, It was literally, it
worked.
And it worked, dude. And that's what people are doing now. Yeah. That's what people are doing, but they're just doing it in comedy clubs. You're like, oh, you're going to the comedy club. Well, who's the comedian you're going to see? You're like, I'm going to see a guy that does cooking videos on Instagram Reels. I think it was called MagCon. Yeah, dude, the MagCon boys. What? I hate when there's not a Wikipedia for something, dude. Yeah, there was just all these boys that just didn't. They never ended up doing anything. Really, I think Shawn Mendes was the only one that ended up being like popular or whatever.
Who's he? He sounds familiar.
He made that song, Despacito. I think he made Despacito. Here we go. Yeah, who are these guys? I wish I could remember their. Oh wait, are those their names? Cameron Dallas. Yeah, Cameron Dallas was a big guy.
That sounds like a porn star name. Cameron Dallas, dude.
Carter Reynolds.
Also porny. Mahogany Locks. That's not a real name. That's a great name though.
Yeah, dude. So they just got like big social media followings, and then they would, and
so weird. Social media is so weird.
You know what?
I think it's going to kind of recede. I think it's going to sort of recede. I think social media is already like fading. Like it's never going to go away. It's always going to exist. But I think people, I don't know. I have a theory about this. You know, like people are like, these young kids, man, these young kids are just on their phones all the time. It's like, no, 35-year-old people are on their phones all the time. I think young kids are learning. Yeah. They're sort of going like, we got to put our phones down every once in a while.
Well, it's a little bit of, I don't know. I think 35-year-old people, like millennials, I think they really fell into the addiction. Yeah. For sure.
Because like now they're starting to be.
As I pulled out my phone for the third time in this episode, I'm taking notes.
There's starting to be a backlash against it now. But like 30-year-olds, 35-year-olds, they were in the heart of the worst time. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it was so unexpected.
Yeah. I mean,
and nobody knew. Because if you're having kids now, like, you know,
it's like cigarettes in the 30s, you know?
Right.
Everybody smoke. Right. Come on, let's all
like, these
smoke.
It's so great.
There's no downside
wrong
to
with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And meanwhile, this new generation,
just like 1,000 dead 14-year-old girls later. It's like, maybe we shouldn't give Facebook to everybody. Yeah.
The whole fucking world's about to collapse, but I don't know. I don't know. I have more hope for
It's not going to collapse, dude. It's going to be fine.
The show we did the other day, to bring a point full circle, for these 18-year-old kids, they all paid attention and didn't look at their phones the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, they just sat there and watched and laughed.
That's very interesting.
Maybe one or two got a phone out to film a little bit, but it was like, whoa. And Bobby made the point. He was like, yeah, dude, these young people, like, they're not into it. Like, they're figuring it out. They'll put their phones down.
What school is this?
It was a country school. It was Steelville High School.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. If you're in, like, the rural.
Oh, come on.
You're never.
They have phones. It's not that different down there.
No, but I think you would definitely see a difference if you went to, like, a city school.
You making this a race thing?
What? No. What? What is that? What?
You said city. Is that
I just
code?
mean like where there's like.
You mean urban? Is this an urban thing?
No, where there's. I just like.
You
where
making
there's,
body gestures now? Are those black gestures?
No,
about
man.
hatred
I'm
for
just.
You, huh?
Well, I'm just saying.
You're so full of hatred. You're gonna get us canceled with your hate.
I'm just. When you live in the city, there's more stuff you need to distract yourself from.
Maybe these are just good, well-mannered country kids.
When you're down in the country, fuck, you're surrounded by God.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Steelville. We were asking these kids like, what kind of jobs do you have? Where do you guys work? And they're like, most of us work for float trip companies. Like that's what they all do.
Yeah.
Like,
is that where the Black River is?
Steelville's the Hoozall, the Merrimack, and then there's like 3 other rivers.
The Merrimack, that's a good one.
Yeah. The Black River is a good one.
You ever listen to Black Muddy River?
That's where I go. Black Muddy River?
Yeah. Last song Jerry Garcia played before he died.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's very
He went down the brown muddy river.
Oh.
Heroin.
Nice.
Yeah. But I think those guys, they're all surrounded by nature all the time, dude. You know?
That's true. Maybe so.
When I did that show in Arkansas with those college kids, there's some kid that came in with like a mullet and fucking snakeskin boots.
Love it.
And I was like, what fucking ranchery degree are you getting? You're here. And he's like, I'm gonna be a business major. And I was like, it's selling cows? Like what fucking business? Yeah, for sure.
It's good money, dude.
Dude looked like he straight up came straight from the farm.
Love it.
And he said, no, never was. Interesting.
Mullets are
speaking
so
of kids dying, dude, you heard about this the MAID program, the MAID service?
No.
In Canada?
No.
You haven't heard about this?
MAID service?
You haven't heard about this? Yeah. MAID program. Well, it's called it's an acronym. MAID is an acronym. MAID. Medical Assistance in Dying.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is like a Dr. Kevorkian thing? They come over and kill you if you want to die?
You can, will.
Is that legal in Canada?
It's not just legal, they're prescribing it to homeless people.
Damn. Damn. Canada's going hard.
Yeah, it's nuts. This dude, they're like talking about it and they're doing like interviews with people. And
that's the problem with the assisted death is that it's a slippery slope, right? You go, come on, man. This person's in extreme pain. They have no quality of life. They're not going to get better. Let's help them die. And then, but the problem is then as soon as you do that, then people are like, well, let's kill these homeless people too. Like, I'm tired of tripping over these people on the sidewalk. Let's talk them all into. Can we take care of my neighbor who's always in a leaf blower? Let's get him some assisted suicide.
It's yeah. You just go like, how do we fucking
because everything
get rid of these?
Everything
guys?
you do in the United States, as soon as you allow it to happen legally, it becomes an industry.
Imagine
do you know what I mean?
choosing death over homelessness. That's what one St. Catharines man is contemplating. Tonight on City News, we continue to delve into medically assisted dying and how some believe it is their only option to living in poverty.
Are you afraid to die?
Who isn't?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Alternative to poverty.
Farsud.
Not just homeless, dude. The poor, too.
Right. Let's get rid of these poors.
Has applied for medically assisted dying,
That is
known
house?
as MAID.
Yeah.
He lives
me.
in constant agony due to a back injury, but has started the process for end of life.
Process.
Because his rooming house is up for sale and he can't find anywhere else to live that he can afford. He barely survives on Ontario disability support payments, which are just over $1,200 a month. He doesn't want to die, but being homeless is not an option.
I know in my present health condition I would survive it anyway.
Farsud meets the criteria for MAID: physical suffering due to disability that cannot be relieved. His doctor, who knows Farsud's real reason for MAID is his fear of being homeless, signed off on the application in August.
Also, but that's still a flex to
His
go.
doctor signed off on it. What the? Canada's so weird, dude.
Yeah, but this guy was like, I'd rather be dead than homeless.
Why don't you just maybe think about something positive? You know what I mean? Like, no, if they kick me out, I'm going to kill myself.
He literally is like, I'd rather be in the ground than on a street corner.
Or you could maybe improve your life, Farsud.
He's got a broken back, man. Come on. And he's Canadian.
Got a Brita.
His life's hard enough.
Sell
He got
that
a
Brita
shit
for
on him.
$20. That'll get you by. Get a lot of McChickens for $20.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, what does this guy do? How does he pull himself up by his bootstraps,
Come on,
Will?
dude.
How are we going to get
Gotta
Farsud?
get your mind right, dude. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Open a falafel stand. Something, dude.
Canada's
Jesus.
like, no, yeah, go ahead, we'll kill you. Bring it
Yeah.
on in.
Anyone with that much chest hair has got to
God,
go.
dude.
You're out.
This is all Justin Trudeau's fault.
Dude, I mean, his ponytail's pretty fucking rocking. He does look like a retired WWE wrestler.
Yeah. One of those fat wrestlers.
Yeah, remember the Iron Sheik? This is him now.
Farsud needs a second to do the same.
He's the aluminum
There's a
sheet.
90-day waiting period. He believes he could potentially access MAID in about a month.
Tinfoil
I
Sheik.
don't wish to be dead. Even with the pain, even with the meds, I still want to be here.
The CEO of
No
Dying
way.
with Dignity Canada, a charity
You think that's
for
real?
end-of-life rights, says the organization has raised concerns about cases like this with the federal government.
The fact that people are feeling compelled to apply for MAID or to
All right. Is this real, dude? Do you think it's real? You think that guy's real, or is he a state actor?
I think he's real, but I think he's kind of like, I'm so bad off, I'm gonna kill myself, and he's trying to, you know what I mean? Fill out the application and get on the news, and then maybe someone will help me. That's what I think. That's my judgment.
You think he's weak? Think he needs to fucking...
he needs to get it together. You know, like no one's gonna come save him. You know, he's a man. He needs to get it together.
I think, yeah, you know, maybe he's
Get
just a little
yourself together,
sad, man.
Farouk. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel bad for him, but I don't think he needs the state to kill him. It's so crazy, dude. He applied to this government in Canada. Was like, yeah, we'll kill you.
That's so much better than like
a place to live. We'll kill you.
That's so much
So
better
weird.
than like a teenage girl going, I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill myself. He's like, well, I filed the paperwork.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to kill
process here.
myself. All right. We'll do one more story and then we got to go. Have you heard about this, dude?
Yeah, but yeah.
Have you heard about this, dude? Chesterfield man arrested after driving a U-Haul with a Nazi flag into the White House.
Wow. Chesterfield's own?
Chesterfield,
All
dude.
right, Missouri.
So
This is the only kind of stories that Missouri ever makes in the news. Wait a minute.
I know,
His name is
I know.
Sai Varsith
Yeah, so the driver
Kadula.
Sai Varshith Kandula of Chesterfield, Missouri, was taken into custody and is facing 5 charges. United States Secret Service is investigating after a U-Haul crashed into Lafayette Square across the street from the White House on Monday night.
The White House in D.C.
In Washington, D.C., the White House. The Secret Service said the 19 year old driver intentionally crashed into the security gates outside Lafayette Park. He was identified as Saeed Varshith Kandula of Chesterfield, Missouri. He was charged with assault with a dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, threatening to kill/kidnap/inflict harm on a president, VP, family member, destruction of federal property, and trespassing.
That's some serious charges.
He's literally, he tried to kill the president. That's what they're getting him for.
They're gonna send his ass to Gitmo, dude.
Yeah, is Guantanamo still open?
Oh yeah.
Look at him. Damn.
What is, wow.
Hold on. But here's the thing. This story gets kind of fishy. He was expected to appear in D.C. federal court Tuesday, but a court official told NBC News his appearance was moved to Wednesday. A LinkedIn profile for Saeed Kandula from Chesterfield, Missouri. They keep saying it. They keep saying it comically. They keep saying it in that order in a very funny way. It showed that he attended Marquette Senior High from 2018 to 2022. That's where Rob Durham.
That's one of Rob Durham's favorite students, probably.
Dude, Rob Durham is embedding terrorists.
Dude. Rob Durham gave him a reading list and it radicalized him.
This is what happens when you read no shorts on stage. You turn into a fucking terrorist. Rob Durham is writing books. It starts with
reading some Rudyard Kipling. Next thing you know, you're flying Nazi flags, dude.
Was that the guy that killed the phonies? Was he the kill the phonies guy?
He said some wild shit.
Was that the guy
Rudyard Kipling is every white supremacist favorite old author.
Who was the guy that wrote the book and then tried to kill John Lennon? Or whatever.
You're talking about Catcher in the Rye?
Catcher in the Rye.
Every time somebody, a lot of people who did some wild shit had a copy of Catcher on the Rye in their pocket.
But who was it though?
Who wrote the book?
No, but who did the thing? Like, what was the thing?
There was multiple people who did a thing with Catcher in the Rye. I don't know who all. I don't know if the John Lennon guy was in the Catcher in the Rye. J.D. Salinger wrote Catcher in the Rye.
How do you look that up? Catcher in
You got it. It came up.
Right. But
and then what would you say?
Murder or crimes?
Yeah. A connection to murderers. There it goes.
Where are we at? Where?
One up.
This is really small.
Or one down, right there.
This?
Yeah. Connection to murderers.
Mark David Chapman's murderer, John Lennon. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. The Catcher in the Rye in popular culture. Shootings. The best known would be Mark David Chapman.
Good name. David Chapman. It sounds like a Christian singer.
After John Hinckley Jr.'s assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, police found the Catcher in the Rye in his hotel room. Robert John Bardo, who married Rebecca Schaefer, was carrying the book when he visited Schaefer's apartment in Hollywood. Wow. Okay, yeah, so that's an evil book, dude. That's a cursed book. I don't know. Maybe when they talk about banning books, maybe that's not a bad one. You know, maybe get rid of it. I don't even remember. What was that one about? Is that the one where they kept the stuff in the hole?
It's a book about a teenage kid who feels alienated.
That's not the Boo Radley?
No.
Who was Boo Radley?
That's come on, I know it. I feel stupid not being able to call it.
This is for all the times that you shit on me for not knowing anything.
I know it. To Kill a Mockingbird. That's what it is.
Kill a Mockingbird. There you go. That's right. So,
Catcher in the Rye is a pretty good read. It's a pretty good read, but it was written in the 50s. When it came out, it was really controversial.
So it's kind of like Taxi Driver?
It's kind of controversial and edgy, but in the 50s. When you read it now, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
it's about teen angst.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I can relate.
Nobody had really expressed that in the 50s. And so it was really popular.
Right. So this book was like the My Chemical Romance of the time.
Yeah. It made like teenagers and people who feel alienated read it and were like, yeah, he gets me.
Remember whenever they tried to blame Columbine on Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
This is it, dude. They're trying to blame Rob Durham for Saeed Kandula from Chesterfield, Missouri. Mary LePack, a spokeswoman for the Rockwood School District, said, we can confirm that a student by the name of Faid Varshuth Kandula graduated early from Marquette High School in January 2022.
They got a video.
He was on the tennis team on his sophomore and junior years.
I wish he played golf.
This is the kind of people you're associating with?
Right. Oh, there he is. After the crash, Kandula exited the truck with a Nazi flag and started shouting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that's a school picture. So this is what I'm saying. This is where it starts to get a little. This is where it starts to get it doesn't start to make sense here. After the crash, Kandula exited the truck with a Nazi flag and started shouting as park police and Secret Service officers approached him. Two people familiar with the matter told the Associated Press. When he was questioned by investigators, Kandula said he was there to take over the government and wanted to kill President Joe Biden. The people said. The people were not authorized to publicly discuss specific details of the investigation and spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity. And there's the flag right there. And so,
I like how his plan was just drive a U-Haul up there and ram in the gate.
I know.
And take over the government. It takes a little more than that, Saeed.
U-Haul has been
the government has the army. You know, like it's pretty hard to take him over.
And
like,
you're going with a U-Haul truck.
You can't just bust through the gate and like kill Joe Biden.
This isn't the first time somebody's tried to drive into this gate.
No,
I'm telling you, like for sure it's not.
Yeah.
And so it's been proven that you can't get through these gates by just driving through
They
them.
keep moving the barrier out too. Like, more and more security. It's kind of crazy that this president just lives right there in the city.
He's a legal member of society. He had a government-issued driver's license and a valid form of payment. U-Haul has been in close contact with the FBI and Secret Service and is cooperating with law enforcement to ensure their investigative needs are met. What information does U-Haul have?
Right, we don't fucking know. We gave the guy a truck. He paid for it. We got insurance. What else do you want from us?
He paid for a one-day rental of a 26-foot U-Haul on the evening of May 22nd.
So this just happened, like yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Shortly before 10 p.m. Monday, Secret Service uniformed division officers detained the driver of a box truck. So this is what's weird. Why is Saeed Kandula taking a U-Haul?
Look at that. That's the bit. Boom.
And look, that's how close he is. He's not even like that. He's not trying that hard to get over it. It's almost like he's just going back and forth until somebody comes, until people notice it, somebody comes and arrests him. But why is Saeed doing this in a U-Haul at the White House with a Nazi flag in the back of it?
It's crazy. What's going on?
And why, whenever they got the flag from him, did they lay it out clearly on the street in plain view to like clearly be seen? Because he didn't do this. Like the police officers laid this flag out like this.
Yeah. And then they took a weird photo of it. That's how they can take a photo and then like, because you don't want to put a Nazi flag photo on your website. But since it's at such an angle like that, you can put it on the website. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way the photographer like laid it all out perfectly.
Like, we're not advertising. It's just here.
Right. We have to be able to show it, but not really show it.
I don't know, dude. It's weird stuff. Weird stuff that this East Indian man...
Do you believe anything you read in the news anymore? And I'm not even being conspiratorial. It's like everything they say is a lie. So like every time I read anything, I'm like, well, what's the lie here?
I didn't believe that news from Canada.
Right.
About that guy that doesn't want to die, but he signed up to kill himself.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It's not all made up, but it's like what are they pushing, right? What are they trying to say? They're always trying to tell you something, and it's like,
yeah,
I fucking hate them.
Kill the homeless, and Nazis are trying to kill the president.
Right.
And also, just because you're East Indian doesn't mean you can't be a Nazi. That's also what they're saying.
I think that guy was Indian.
East Indian.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
West Indian is people who live in the Caribbean. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Mr. Culture Man.
I don't know.
What were those guys that got in your Uber?
Those are Indians.
East or West?
I think if they're from India, you're Indian. But if you're from the Indies,
Yeah,
West
that's different.
Indies,
Yeah,
that's like the Caribbean.
I don't think anyone calls them
Because-
the West Indies except for Americans.
Oh, well, they West Indies call that. They say I'm West Indian.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they do because that's where Columbus landed, and he was like, "I'm in India,"
Right.
so they call that West Indies.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems kind of sketchy. I don't know what the motivation would be for it to like plant a Nazi flag like that.
I think he's probably. I mean, if the story's true, then he's just kind of a crazy kid, right? And like
Yeah.
anybody could get into Nazism, even if he's not a white person. You know what I mean? He could get into it.
Yeah, even a nice Indian boy
Even a
from
nice-
the suburbs of St. Louis.
He could get into it, right?
Yeah.
He could be like, "Yeah, those guys make some good points." You just go down a YouTube rabbit hole long enough, you know. Next thing you know, you got a U-Haul truck and a Nazi flag. And you're about to make the news.
Yeah, is he Muslim? Do we know this?
I don't know.
I don't know if we know. That could make sense.
We don't know that he's Indian.
Muslim Nazi. He is.
Oh, it's
We do know that. Yeah.
It did say that.
It
Okay.
didn't say it in this article. I saw it in another article.
Okay.
Yeah, he for sure is. All right. Well, it wasn't a particular funny episode, but it was good. I had a fun time. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. Let us know if you like it with us more than with Aaron. We'll just kick Aaron out, you know?
I make it serious.
Yeah, we
have serious, deep talks.
we got some shit to get to the bottom of. Dude, you don't even want to get on a road trip with me and Will.
Dude.
Me and Will on a road trip, we smoke a number. Dude, we get deep.
Yeah, I can't drive very well, but
all right. Hey, we'll be back next week with a fun, action-packed episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rate, review, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
bye now. Love you. Mean it.